Today on One. It's October, and that means Biketoberfest in Central Florida. We're headed to Daytona Beach to meet a woman who has empowered other women with confidence and in style. Then we'll see how some Orange County kids are learning valuable lessons in a real game of life. And later, looking for some inspiration for a Halloween costume this year? How about a few tips from a special effects makeup artist whose creations will make you squirm? We've got all that and more coming up on today's show. This is One. Hi, I'm Amy Lo-Cicero, and welcome to One, a show about the people and places that make Central Florida special. Later on in the show, we'll take you on a 5K obstacle run that is so scary, it sends its racers running for their lives. But first, it's time to go riding. For more than 20 years, hundreds of thousands of bikers have come to Daytona Beach for Biketoberfest. In that time, the number of women who own motorcycles has been growing, and they currently make up more than a third of students enrolled in motorcycle safety courses nationwide. Kathy Tollison is a local business owner and rider herself. She recognized the growing demand and gave the motorcycle industry exactly what it needed: a woman's touch. Kathy is this month's One to Know.
Having your own personalized bike is an immediate conversation opener. Men will say blue. Women will say, you know, is it a midnight blue? Is it cobalt blue? I mean, we have all kinds of different colored blacks, you know, and men don't. They have black. So it's like, is it a blue black? Is it a green black? But we're just different. A lot of our bikes do have crystals or different color stones mixed into the paint job. They're epoxied on, they're under several coats of clear so they don't fly off. But they just add that bling and they just feminize it. We're here for women who really want to ride. I think there were a lot of women who maybe shied away from motorcycling because they felt like they had to be some kind of biker babe or someone really tough or all of that. And you know, I believe that you can ride and keep your femininity too. The key that I feel for designing a bike for a woman is to be able to help her express her heart and passion for the sport, along with being able to personalize it. Women are famous for personalizing things. We'll name our cars, we might name our blender, we will name things. I've always said that women in America on a motorcycle are like the freest women in the world. So part of what I did with Roar 2 was start what we call the Roar Global Foundation, because I realized the oppression economically, socially, politically that so many women live under. Had an opportunity a couple years ago to visit Kathmandu, Nepal, and connected with a woman there by the name of Sila. They send us headbands and jewelry, and then we're able to sell that at events or our shop, and then all of that proceeds goes to the Sila Project in Nepal. It helps bring support. I think we've got to give back. I put together Hear My Roar, Women, Motorcycles, and Mental Health. Just a simple book, but it gives life tips to women, but relating it to motorcycling. I was very surprised at how much women wanted to relate to me personally. We have our happy customer board, and most of the pictures you'll see me standing there with, with the customer. What I always say now, you just look at our society. You have women behind the bars in government, in business, in, economically, politically. So why wouldn't a woman want to be behind her own bars on a motorcycle?
The demand and interest women have for motorcycling continues to grow. Kathy's bikes can be found in 26 states, France, and Canada. Many bikers will be showing off their tattoos this month at Biketoberfest, while others might be looking for the perfect design to get inked. Jimmy Litwalk is a local tattoo artist in Orlando. His designs are unique, and his craft even landed him on a TV reality show. We talked to him about his art, his television experience, and we got a chance to see him in action.
I've been a tattoo artist now going on just over 20 years. All through high school, I used to work as an airbrush artist, and a place I worked at was next to a tattoo parlor. Hanging out there so much, I just grew a love and appreciation for this art form. As of right now, it's really hard to do a classification of my style of work. With the popularity of tattooing and the many different genres of style that people got into tattooing, best I could probably say it's more illustrated and animated. I had a childhood dream was to be an animator. That was something that I've always wanted to do. So drawing characters and cartoon, like, things super anime like that was just something I've always done. It was just I was lucky enough to find a way to find a niche in tattooing and be known for that style of tattooing. I was on season 3 of Spike's hit reality show, Ink Master. Being on the show has definitely had a huge impact on my career. Being on a public reality show, my clientele base has grown immensely. I myself, just personally, I like doing tons of color. I like making things very bold, very vivid. Something that almost looks like a sticker from across the room. What I tell people is that I have a traditional style application, but with a new style flair, meaning that I use a lot of heavy bold lines, a lot of heavy saturation color, but I use a lot more colors to achieve something like that. So it would almost my goal is to try to make something on skin that would look like it was painted on a cell or something that you would see on TV. I can give some advice to some people who are looking to get tattooed. I would tell you to go in, do your research, go into an establishment, look around, talk to the artist, make sure that you feel comfortable. The most important thing to do is that you have a great experience. Artwork's all subjective. There's not one style better than the other. You just like what you like. Go in and just get a good sense of vibe, like to find out if this is the establishment for you, if this person is doing a type of tattooing that you would enjoy having. Look around, make sure that the place looks sanitary, make sure that it looks safe, make sure that they're, the counter people, the artists are all handling themselves properly to where you just feel like it's a good, clean environment. You can ask to look at autoclave records. You can ask to see the equipment that they're using, making sure that they're in sterilized, single-use packs or anything like that. Almost every establishment should have a very visual place to where that shows that they've been certified and gone and checked over by the local health department. If someone would say that tattooing is not art, I just would ask what rock they live under. It's been around since the dawn of time. Every culture has had their own form of body modification. But for me, it's a visual art. It's no different than painting on canvas or anything. It's a hands-on, trade. I use my hands and my creativity to create something that you can visually see that's donning someone's body. You're getting the opportunity to mark someone's body for the rest of their life. And it's like I doodle on people for a living. That's my job. It's like even a bad day is still a great day. Like I draw for a living.
Jimmy says he draws his inspiration for his artwork from his family, friends, music, and even the local theme parks. Coming up on One, we'll visit a place where foster kids are learning valuable lessons in a very unique way. And later, have you ever wondered how a corn maze is cut? We'll show you. But first, let's take a look at some nonprofit events and opportunities in our community. Do you know of an event coming to Central Florida that will benefit a charitable organization? Drop us a line at one@wucftv.org and tell us about it. Calling a game educational can help sales, whether it translates that way to players or not. But there is one game in particular that does have a way of helping Central Florida kids with some much-needed life lessons.
You may recall the board game of Life. Players travel their paths, dealing as best they can with what life and chance tosses their way. You might even know of a new version, funnier and frankly darker, called The Game of Real Life, where a player's fate is determined by economic class as much as by chance. Well, both versions have some useful life lessons to offer, and the folks at Orange County's Children's Shelter at Great Oaks Village have their own version to offer some of those lessons to the youths in their care. Each one, like 18-year-old Lisa Evangelista, starts out with a profile setting their income and social status. Then it's off to the game. Much like real life, the first stop is a bank to open an account.
Do you think this is going to be a payment or deposit? Deposit. Yes, ma'am. So, and it's this amount.
And then on to the other tables to budget for life's necessities.
It's 1,011 square feet. So we're going to go ahead with this one?
Yes. All right.
Like real life, there are those more than willing to separate a young person from their cash.
So your premium will start at $240 plus $150.
But it's not all doom and gloom.
You just earned $700 from your home-based networking business.
To them, $2,000 seems like a lot, or $1,000 seems like a lot, but when you start deducting income tax, when you start deducting Social Security, when you start deducting child care, when you food and clothing and formula and Pampers, all of those things add up. I think they'll learn that, $1,000 really isn't a whole lot of money, and that it's important to budget your money. It's important to prioritize.
Does it work? Lisa learned something that is obvious from one end of life, but not necessarily from the other.
I learned that I might have a kid and that I have to take care of me and the kid. So it's going to be a lot harder because I have to buy for two instead of one.
Hopefully it's a wake-up call. I'm hoping that our youth will see the importance of being prepared and start preparing in high school.
Prepared, so their future is not just a roll of the dice.
Great Oaks Village is not the only Central Florida agency to use life lesson games. The group Empower teaches life skills with a version of The Price is Right. Corn mazes have become a popular way to help farmers make ends meet. They attract visitors from all over and are a great source of family fun and entertainment. But to create a corn maze requires careful precision in cutting the crops. In this month's Central Florida hometown, we head to Mount Dora to find out more.
This is our 50th year farming. My dad moved down here from Virginia in 1963. A lot of farmers across the country for the last 10 years have been looking for ways to bring people out to the farm. He decided to do something different. So it's going to be almost 11 years ago, we tried our first corn maze. It's about 7 acres.
Cutting the maze out itself has gotten way easier over time. First time I ever went to cut one out, it took me 2 days. Now I could be done this one probably in 3 hours. Actually what I hold in my hand is the size of a small tablet that talks to a GPS antenna, accurate antenna, and then I see the map on the screen. The machine does not drive itself. I have to follow the lines extremely accurately, otherwise it'll mess everything up.
We're open about 2.5 months every fall with a different maze, different theme. And we've had over 30,000 people in one fall.
Our designer has been an artist and maze designer for many, many years. So he really likes to do some fancy artwork in them at times.
We're working with them, Maze Quest. We're kind of like a franchise of them. And they have helped us along the way. They still are helping us.
Certain designs are more complicated. Whenever there's a short turn, anything that's less than 90 degrees, those types of things make it harder to cut out because the equipment is limited on how tight it can turn. I've got to pay attention to all those details or it won't come through in the field.
and every year we kind of add something different. We've made the market a little bigger. We've added a cafe. Anything we can to get people out here. We not only want them to come out and buy our produce, but we also want them to be educated about farming so that farming is still around in 10 years. It's a fun day, it's family, and that's what we push, family, education, a good time.
This year's Corn Maze celebrates 50 years of the Long and Scott Farms, and it highlights its partnership with the Second Harvest Food Bank. You can enjoy the maze through December 15th. Just call or log on to find out more. Coming up, it's time for Halloween, and we've still got 2 stories to put you in the right spirit. But first, let's check out some upcoming events from around the area. So have you thought about a Halloween costume this year? Kelly Zach might be able to inspire you. She's a special effects makeup artist in Orlando, and she recently shared a few tips with us about just how she gets such realistic effects.
I actually started off here as an intern and gradually became more of an employee here. There's 2 big sections for, I guess, special effects. One is on set, so for films and movies and television and events, and then there's people who work in the studio and actually create the pieces that are going to be applied and the props that are made and things like that. I'm really torn of whether I'd be on set versus in the shop. I really like being able to do both. As I gain more knowledge, I got to the point where now I can pretty much have an idea be told to me and I can sort of dissect it and figure out what is needed and how to make it work. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a Sugar Skull inspired makeup piece. You can do really intense ones or you can do really basic ones. Because usually Sugar Skulls have a white base, so this will make it look a little bit more skeleton-esque. So right now I'm just circling around her eyes, finding the general shape of where these little flower-like shapes are going to go. So now I am just coming up with the general petal shapes. With makeups like this, it's all about really just taking your time and making really clean lines, and you can really just eat up most of your time just trying to really make the edges look as clean as possible. I'm going to use a water-based palette, and I've made sure that everything I've been using is all stuff that will come off relatively easy, because there's also things like alcohol-based palettes which are gorgeous and create wonderful things, however they take a little bit more to get off. Because it is waterproof, so you have to use usually some sort of 99 alcohol in order to get it off. I started off more apprentice, learning from my boss a lot of the times. I got better at sculpting, how to mold, how to run foam. So for studios, we'll have somebody come in and we'll do what's called life casting. And we will take the shape of somebody's and we will create a negative. And then when we have that negative, we will create a positive out of stone. And then we can sculpt on that piece and mold that again. And when we have that, we can create prosthetics and things of that nature. We will bake it in the oven. And then we will paint them up. Make a nice slit on the side, so that way you can go on and on with the person, and he can breathe, he can talk, he can see, and people can buy the mask and then wear them. I enjoy working with actors and things of that nature and being on set and getting to actually create the things that are seen, but I also like the ability to come in and just take my time and sculpt and create this really nice piece and then say, I made that piece from start to finish.
Kelly has created special effects makeup on countless movie shorts and even a feature. In fact, she's also produced and directed her own movie short called Patient Zero. Start with a beautiful ranch in Volusia County. Add a few obstacles like a tire course, monkey bars, and a few wall climbs. Then a little bit of mud, some willing participants, and then some zombies. Now you've got the 5K obstacle mud run known as Zombie Insanity. This apocalyptic event happened recently in New Smyrna Beach, and as you'll see, it was an all-out mud race for survival.
Hot, sweaty, muddy, tiring, violent sometimes.
So I was like, a zombie run and a mud run? Sweet, let's combine the two.
A lot of diving, running through mud pits, yelling and screaming, scaring people, trying to make a grown man scream like a 12-year-old girl. It's just a good time.
Rather than just a 5K, you've got the obstacles in there that you're challenging yourself physically.
A gauntlet of wires that will shock you, mud pits to go through, walls to climb over and under, there's barbed wire, there's a part that you swim through the lake, there's a maze, there's rope bridges, there's a wall to climb over.
Of course, you're avoiding a zombie every corner, and you got to try to survive. You've got flags you want to start with, and you want to end with those flags.
I learned that you don't necessarily have to be faster than the zombies, you just have to be a little bit smarter.
Been up for 24 hours this morning. You do a lot of liquid latex, a lot of tissue, then it goes to the makeup, the paint, the blood. I think for 5 of us, it took about, give or take 8 hours.
They were awesome. They did a great job. I mean, you had screamers, you had stalkers, you had your runners who would chase after you, the ones who just like come at you out of nowhere, the ones that were hiding behind things. It was great.
I personally like doing the makeup myself. I like seeing a new zombie every time. This time we got a few different zombies as far as nurses. It makes me feel great knowing that my zombies put that into it and look that good doing it.
So, you get a crowd of people that you start following and let them run the zombies first. Zombies will all chase them and scatter them, and you can make a clear path in between, or walk up to a zombie like you're already dead, and then at the last minute take off to the right, and the zombie's like, wait, she has a flag, go. So I think that's the only reason I survived, actually. I couldn't outrun most of these people for long.
Obviously, zombies are a big thing, and you want to try to use whatever you can that's popular. Right, and the zombie run has become really, really big around the country.
Just the concept of, we come back and we're no longer living and we're just this hungry, eating machine. And it's survival. Can you survive it? When everyone else drops like flies, can you be the one to survive?
When it's all said and done, I was really, it was great because the zombies are all real super friendly. They're all ready to take pictures with you. They don't mind, giving you their time. And when you're out there, of course, it's a competition. It's you versus them, and you gotta kind of keep sides. But once you're all done, it's all togetherness. And I've noticed in a lot of the obstacle courses, the runners themselves have a great camaraderie. You have a togetherness that you're gonna not let somebody fall or hurt themselves, or if somebody does, you pick them up and help them go on. So
usually I will always try to be at the beginning, sometime in the middle, and somewhere in the end.
The zombies are out to get you no matter what, though. They're going to chase you down, they're going to hunt you, and then when you get to the end, it's all reward.
And I was actually proud of this one. There wasn't as many survivors as I thought there was going to be. So on the zombies end, I think we did really good this year.
Woo! A portion of the proceeds raised at the Zombie Insanity 5K helped benefit the Out of the Life organization. That's all for this edition of One. We leave you with a look at more from the Zombie Insanity 5K. I'm Amy Lo-Cicero. Thanks for joining us.